Oh, we are live. Hey, folks, welcome back to another episode of Mountain Bike Q&A. I'm your host, Johnny U. Thank you guys so much for joining in, watching it, or as I always like to say, I'm also on the Spotify and the YouTube, not the YouTube, what do you call that? The iTunes. I'm just a bag of rocks, folks, but you know that, and that's why you come here. I'm a bag of rocks, and you like seeing somebody fumble. Just kidding. But I thank you guys. Look at this. Let's go. Look at this. Medi's in the house. Hello from Palm Springs. Jarno, all the way from Finland. Ladies and gentlemen, Fractured Rider. Holy cow. Holy cow. Here we go. We got Trail Monster too. What's going on, buddy? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you people for coming on, watching it later, listening to it on Spotify. Again, if you're listening to it on Spotify, feel free to leave one of those little stars or a comment or subscribe, whatever you guys do. It helps me. I'm going to do this no matter what, because it's a passion project. And I just love meeting great people like the person I have on tonight, Sage. I do want to say a special thanks to Antonio Suarez, who is the head, what do you call that? A trail boss. Antonio Suarez is the trail boss at Amelia Earhart Mountain Bike Trails here in Miami. I came home last night from vacation. There was a big box full of stuff, a bunch of stickers. Yeah, that's right, folks. I've got a squeaker for my handlebars. How you doing? Look at that, Amelia. If you see me on the trails, I have a couple more of these. If you recognize this face for some odd reason, feel free to stop me and say, hey, you got an extra squeaker? I'm a big fan. He also sent me over some teas. Look at that. Amelia Earhart since 1992. Thank you, Antonio, for sending me all that stuff. I really appreciate it, which brings me to my next thing. Folks, if you see a trail builder like Antonio and his crew, or anyone at Virginia Key, or your local trails, and you see a guy with a weed whacker, a chainsaw, whatever, take a second, thank them. A lot of these guys are volunteers. They're taking time out of their day. You know, they got 9-to-5s, families. Thank them. And if you have any way of being able to donate, if there's websites to go on, donate back to the trails that you ride. They're free when you're there. You're like, oh, I get to ride this trail for free. But someone is busting their butt and spending their own money on making these trails. And Antonio, I thank you guys and your boys over there, because this is one of my favorite trails here in Miami. So with that said, I'll stop talking, because no, we're not going to stop talking. Oh, hold on. There you go. This shout out. Let's go. Trail Monster Tuesday. He's in Tucson. Let's bring Sage on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll stop talking. Sage, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great.
Oh, this is great. Thank you. I've said it a million times. I'm going to say it a million times more. Thank you so much for coming on this channel.
No, pleasure's all mine.
Stop it. Hold on. We got some people in the house. You saw the people before because he was in the back. Anthony Vega, looking forward to this chat. Who do you know? Anthony Vega?
I do. He's one of my best friends.
One of your best friends. Could you be my friend and hit subscribe and like? And without further ado, because we've been talking about these kids before we even got on the channel, where I just hit the button, folks. Brian and Aaron is in the house. B&E MTB, Brian on a bike, Aaron. They are so excited. I'm excited to have them on, because I think you were on the chat, or you were in the comment section when I was talking to them, and the algorithm loved you, and it brought me right here. Look at Avon Marv. Okay, there's my brother Sage.
Yes, Marvin. Love that guy.
Marvin. Holy cow, you're bringing them all in now.
I tell you, he's from Canada. You're getting Canada now.
Holy cow, we got Finland, we got Canada, we got Cremona. I'm horrible with reading.
That's Mark.
That's okay. That's Mark. We'll just call him Mark. How you doing, Mark? What's going on, man? Okay, Trail Pimp. Yes, it's going to be a great show, because look at this guy's smile. Look at Sage's smile. My God.
Crooked teeth.
It's not just your smile. It's the smiling eyes that get me.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm done blowing sunshine up your butt. How you doing? Now, where are you from?
Born and raised in the Philadelphia area. So right on the East Coast, if you're international, on the East Coast in Pennsylvania, and been here all my life.
Really? Okay, Pennsylvania. Now, I just interviewed someone recently from Pennsylvania, and they called it Pennsyltucky. Have you heard of that?
Yes, yes, yes. If you go farther out west, you get into Pennsyltucky. It's a completely different world.
Okay, so you're in the main hub.
Yes, yes.
Pennsylvania. You're like a Pennsylvania. You're not Pennsyltucky.
No, no, no. I'm probably about like 10 minutes from Center City, Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very metropolitan.
You bring in the Dusty Dutchman. So everybody have found the two most handsome men on TV tonight. You stop that, buddy. You stop that. There's only one, and that's right over there. Yeah, it's backwards. It messes me up so bad. Just whatever you think, it's the opposite. Okay. It's a podcast night. Mark from the segment, Mark Hill, ladies and gentlemen. This is great. You're bringing them on. Okay, so we were talking about this earlier. You just took a sip of coffee, buddy.
All day. All day.
It's 8 o'clock. What are you doing? How are you going to sleep?
Sleep. Please. Who needs sleep?
Sleep when you're dead.
That's right.
So you're in the Pennsylvania area. You're wearing a flannel. What is the weather getting good up there now?
I tell you, Brian on a bike inspired me, and I was like, you know what? What says mountain biking more than a flannel? So here I am.
There you go. The t-shirts just keep coming. Oh, here you go. Brian says it best. YouTube right here, buddy. And then it's 3 a.m. for Jarno here. Man, I mean, I can't keep up with all this. I can't. He loves your shirt because he's a flannel guy. Now,
it's mountain bike life. Absolutely.
So, okay, you're a YouTuber. Were you always a YouTuber? Were you a mountain biker first? Were you got a jumping bike back there? You do running. Talk to me how the progression of where you're at now.
Well, I have, my background is actually in production. So I did production for about 22 years, working with my father who had his own company. I didn't pick up mountain biking till probably early 30s. So probably about 14, 15 years ago. Uh-huh. And then somewhere along the line, I married the two together, my love for production and creation, with my love for mountain biking. So, but before being a mountain biker, I was pretty much always active all my life, whether it was basketball, soccer, or whatever. So transitioning to mountain biking was pretty easy for me. And then running, you asked about running. I picked up running probably about maybe three or 4 years ago. And I just absolutely love trail running. It has a lot of similarities to mountain biking. So again, it was a very easy transition to make.
I want to go back to this production because we'll talk about how incredible what you do is. Again, seriously, this is going to be an hour or so of me just sunshine. But you were in production. Are you still in production other than YouTube? Or?
No. So my father dissolved the company probably about 2 years ago. So I've been doing full-time YouTube for about 1.5 to 2 years, somewhere in there.
Wow. What did you do in production? Were you a camera guy or were you all hands-on? Or
so small company, you learn to put on a lot of hats. So I did a lot of camera work. I did a lot of audio work, a lot of post work and editing, graphic design, website building, everything, you name it, just multimedia in general. So yeah, pretty good variety of skills to have. And it worked out great transitioning to YouTube because as you know, in YouTube, you have to wear several hats. I have to create the thumbnails. I have to shoot the video. I have to edit the video. And so all the things that I've learned over the 22 years in production have just really just meshed right over just seamlessly.
Yeah, I find that amazing that you were in it in the production side, and you still are in the production side, because I told you I'm a videographer for a television station down here, and I do the lighting, the mic, the audio, the camera work, and all that. But when I come home, this is why I have a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't have to do any of that. And when I feel like when I do that, it's so much work, and I feel like I'm not up to par because I shoot for news. I gotta be honest, content creators have upped the bar. Do you feel like that? Like have being in the production side, and then you're like, I can't just throw together something and put it up.
I think you have two ends of the spectrum, right? You have content creators that just produce a lot of content and, at a lower quality. And then you have the opposite end of that spectrum with like the Casey Neistats and the Peter McKinnons who don't put out as much content, but their quality is just like ridiculous through the roof, So I think you have those two sides, and I'm trying to like navigate the middle there. Although I would probably say that I lean more toward the Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat side, and that, I don't have the best camera equipment, but I do spend a lot of time monitoring the quality.
Yeah, it's fun. I just think that's interesting. I didn't know you had a background in production. I don't want to do any of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's when I do, I feel like I'm not doing it well enough because I'm just so like, just throw it together. I mean, I've done a few where I've been pretty proud of, but it's just funny. It's so much work, but this is your work.
Yeah, this is what I love to do. I mean, there's not much in this YouTube life that I don't like. I enjoy the process from start to finish.
Hold on. I'm trying to keep up. I told you I get squirrel. Straight line up in the house. Jacob, what's going on? You now. Okay. Sorry. Another squirrel. Lauren Oxenberg, South Florida listening. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. This is what I've been waiting for. Mr. Sage. This is my wife, mountain bike TNA. Johnny, if you were full-time YouTube, you wouldn't hate the production side. Yes, you're right. Okay. Did we need to? She's a lot of work. I'm sorry. You're going to see her a lot. She's awesome. Love her. Sorry. Excuse me. We talked so much before, folks. It's like, I'm like ready to wrap up. No, I'm kidding. I think that was permission. Okay. I quit my job. Thank you. This is 2 weeks notice. Sage, this is what I get way back. I'm going way back now. Sage, that's an interesting name. Is that a family name or?
So my actual name is Seiji. So it's Seiji, and it's from my great grandfather on my mother's side, who's Japanese. So I'm half Japanese. My mother is Japanese, and then Italian on the other side, which is why I talk with my hands so much.
Yeah, I'm Polish. I don't know why I'm using my hands so much. That's great. It's a great name, and it goes well with what you're doing. Your name for your your YouTube. I'm losing it here, folks. I don't know what's going on. It's just smile. Darn it, I just get lost in it. Just smile again. So I did a deep dive, not deep dive. You started this. When did you decide I'm going full blown? I'm YouTubing it.
Yeah. So that was probably about 2 years ago. I was
3 years.
The company, my dad's company, was slowly starting to dissolve. And what happened was all the things that I really enjoyed doing, like graphic design, video production, all those things were starting to disappear. A lot of that business moved offshore. So what I was left with was a lot of live production. And I cannot stand doing live production. And so once all the business started to becoming more live production, I realized like how unhappy I was. So I guess I had like a midlife crisis, and I was just like, what can I do with mountain biking and kind of revive all this creative energy that I had. And so 2 years ago, I decided to take the leap, and I had a little bit of money saved up, and yeah, I kind of went for it, which is kind of backfiring, but
No, stop it. I gotta ask you: was that a hard decision
No.
to just go? I'm going to take the YouTube leap because, as we know, I mean, you're obviously doing it full time, but as anybody who's starting out or has been doing it for 2 years, still, it's hard to take that leap and say, I'm going to trust myself to do this, and because you don't know, it's a leap of faith. I mean, did you have like I'll do this, and if it doesn't work kind of plan?
I didn't. I'm very fortunate in that I had some money saved up. And so the goal was to try and get this thing off the ground. And I mean, arguably, probably not as successful as I wanted to be. I haven't hit that, like most people have that growth curve where it like kind of shoots up. Mine's more kind of linear at this point. But the decision to actually go for it, that was an easy one. I mean, like I said before, I absolutely love what I do from start to finish. There's really not much in the process of building a video that I don't enjoy. From building the thumbnails, the graphic design, to making a website and designing shirts and all this stuff. Like, there's so many components and so many different hats that you have to wear that's just exciting for me. Like I think, to a detriment, I think I'm a workaholic. And for me, that kind of stuff, I mean, I just called it work, but it really doesn't feel like work. I'll spend 50, 60, 70 hours, sometimes, but it doesn't feel like work because I just love doing it so much.
And it's your like little baby you're giving birth to every week or however long I always called it. I gave birth, when I started doing this before I was doing live, you put, and you do pay attention until you're like really huge. You go, am I doing something right? Are people watching? And it's like your little baby.
Yeah. I try not to get caught up in the analytics. I mean, we're human, right? So you end up looking, but that's really not the point. When I think about what the channel means to me, what it means to me is delivering really good content and taking people with me to different places, or if I'm reviewing a product, really using my experience and just giving everything I have to the people that are out there. And so if you look at it that way, then the numbers really don't mean anything, right? Because you're creating what you want, and I may not have a lot of subscribers and I don't get a lot of views, but the subscribers and the members that I do have are really passionate. Like all the people that came on today. Like those people genuinely care. At least I feel like they do. They genuinely care about what I'm producing, and that to me means more than anything.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I said it before in the beginning. It's, I don't have the numbers. I get the views later on, but I looked forward. Like today, I was giddy. I look forward to meeting people and having people meet you. And I love these guys and the peanut gallery over here. Like, this is what keeps me going.
Yeah.
Is knowing that I'm helping create, and I'm sure you're helping a community out, whether they have a problem climbing or they want to know about a new product or something. You're bringing everyone together, talking about what we love so much.
Right? I tried.
Oh, here we go. Brian and Aaron, would you change the way you approached it if you had to do it over again? Good question, guys. You should have your own podcast.
Yikes, Brian. Oh man. I think the first thing that I would change is I wish that I'd started this earlier. I'm 46 years old now. I wish that I'd picked up mountain biking earlier in my career, and I wish that I picked up this YouTube channel earlier in my career. You asked me if I regretted it. I don't regret it, except that it's getting to the point now where had I started this earlier, maybe I would have had that growth curve. So that's probably the only downside. So would I have changed? The only thing I would have changed is starting this earlier.
Yeah. That's always a woulda, coulda, shoulda thing.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, you wish you came up during the BKXE and single track time.
yeah.
But we come up when we come up, and I feel like there might be a new wave, if you will. There's always a wave because there's other riders after them that you can, and you're one of them, I would say, because right here, Lawrence Oxenberg, say superior quality content. That's what's getting you. Like, oh God, MTB Kaz Ozeki, keep it going.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Expanding the fracture. Jarno's got it right. You're expanding this mountain bike community. You're bringing us all together. Do you have
Yeah.
do you feel a sense of like you're doing that when you get a piece done? Do you ever think of that, or you think I just put out a good product? I'm happy with this product.
Well, those are two completely different worlds for me. You know, when I'm doing a product review, I take it really seriously. And if you watch my reviews, I am pretty harsh. I'm very positive when it's a good product, but when it's bad, I tend to rip. And one of the things that I pride myself on is coming up with innovative ideas of how to test products, because I struggle with like the whole "it's my opinion" thing. And so the more that I can come up with like a traction test, you know, where I'm dragging a tire across some sandpaper, that's almost factual. You know, like you can't argue the fact of like, okay, it took this many pounds of pressure to move the tire across the sandpaper, and I'm comparing it to another tire. So try and come up with different things like that that will kind of take the opinion out of it. But I also understand that people are watching this video because they want my opinion for whatever reason. When I'm doing a destination ride, it's completely the opposite. I approach the destination rides as, you know, what would I want to know if I'm going to go to a destination, you know, and I guess the passion for the channel actually started with destination rides, because my buddy Dan and I, you know, when we're planning a mountain bike trip, we're going on YouTube and like just ferociously like looking up videos of the different trails that we want to ride. And we're just constantly disappointed with the lack of information that's out there. Like you really have to just do so much. You have to go on Trail Forks, you have to watch a million YouTube videos, and it's almost a frustrating experience. So when I'm creating a destination video, I'm thinking about all those things while I'm creating it. So all the trails are always labeled. You know, I'll put the Trail Forks rating and I'll label the trail. I try not to do illegal trails. If I know that it's illegal, I won't do it. So everything that you're seeing there is pretty much legal. I put a massive description in there of how to get to the trails, where the best place to park is, the intros, the outros. I try and make it as a complete video as possible.
There's so much to pick your brain. Gosh, I want to just want to close this out and you teach me how to YouTube. My wife brings up an interesting thing, goofy like, but the birth of this channel was a tough one. The hormones, the mood swings, the screaming during labor. She's still recovering, but it brings up an interesting point. Thank you, honey. Were there growing pains when you first birthed your channel? Were there points where you were starting out and you're like, I don't want to put this out. I'm not fine-tuned enough, or maybe I should add this. Was there a lot of second guessing, or you were just like, at that point you were like, this is YouTube, I'll work my way through it?
I think a lot, much like many creators, you know, if I look back at those like first probably about 10 videos and it's like a cringe fest, you know. I was in the business.
Everyone does.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I was in the business for 22 years, but that's behind the camera, right? That was not in front of the camera. So that was a completely different transition. It took me a while to figure out how to be in front of a camera, you know, and I think one great piece of advice that someone gave me was, if you enjoy what you're doing, you should smile. And I was like all serious, delivering like the first 10 videos, just like completely serious, very dry. And when they said that to me, I was like, yeah, why am I not smiling? I like the product. Why wouldn't I just smile? So it took me a really long time to kind of like find my groove and just let my personality come out, because I think if you ask anybody that's ridden with me, what you see on the camera is me. Like that I'm not putting on a show. This isn't like, I don't like hang up this podcast and I'm like this, like,
Grumpy guy.
No, like I'm genuinely a happy person. I talk like this. I act like this. I use my hands like this. Like, yeah, nothing really changes. I didn't know how to do that on camera. I just came across very rigid.
Yeah, and that takes a minute. Like I said, we were talking, everyone knows that I did entertainment reporting for the longest time. And then I turned into this, and I literally, like, you look at my first few like teasers for this. I'm like, hi, folks, this is John. And I was never like that on TV. I'm like I am now. I'm wired. I'm full of energy, and that's how I am. But I didn't know how this community would receive me at first. And then I started diving more, and I noticed your goofier Instagrammers say I don't want to compare myself to any of the popular ones, the Colorado Kid or whoever, all the goofy people. Drawing a blank right now. And then I was like, you know what? I need to be. It really is funny how YouTube, you forget how to be you sometimes. And I had me forever, and then all of a sudden get on YouTube, and I'm like, hey everyone, Johnny U here from Mountain Bike Q. Oh look, Mountain Bike Q&A. My guest tonight, you're gonna really love. And it was just really weird. I'm like, why am I talking like this?
Yeah.
And we got Dan Fields here. Dan, thank you so much for joining in. You know Dan?
Dan is my writing guy. He's the one that you'll see in all the videos. Well, most of the videos.
Okay, Dan, thanks so much for joining in. Hit that subscribe button. Backyard Shredder is in there. He's saying, hey, holy cow, you're getting everyone here. He talked with his, Brian and Aaron, he talked with his hands even while riding. Oh, you're a happy guy. So you started this YouTube channel, you found yourself, and I love it because, hold on, let's bring it up. Do you mind? There we go. Hey. I'm bringing up, if you're listening to Spotify, I'm bringing up his YouTube channel. It's TrailSage, at TrailSage, no spaces. You really do. I did a deep dive, and I'll go down what he was talking about. I'll go down to his first video.
God.
This is great. This is great, folks. We won't listen to it, but I mean, look at your face there. It really was.
When you're launching,
you got to pay the bills, folks. But you're talking about how the progression of you being Mr. Smiley and being you. Let's go ahead and not pay the bill and skip that. Look at it.
I purchased this shoe probably about a few months back, and so far I have about 60 miles on them. And I don't love them, but I don't hate them either.
He's laughing right now. I'll take that. I'll remove that. But if you fast forward, I won't remove it. Let me fast forward to, and I love this, folks. You got to get just a good taste of what he is now. Just even your thumbnail.
We are at
Hold on.
Smedley,
Oh my gosh.
and we are about to do the
here. Sage, please forgive me. Please forgive me. See, this is what I've already
thoughts of it was.
Oh, hold on.
and today I'm at my buddy Dan's house because he just got a pump track installed in his backyard. Well, I got a ton of questions, so let's go talk to him.
And you're telling me it took you, you said it took about 10 videos, and were you just analyzing constantly going,
I don't know. It was really, I am really fortunate in that I have a pretty good group of friends and family that just give it to me straight. Like there's no, Anthony and Dan, those guys, they don't hold the punches, and if it's crap, they tell me it's crap. But probably the biggest influence in my life is my dad.
Wow.
He's been doing production for, 40, 50 years. And so he's a very nice guy, but he comes from production. So when I show him a video, he just rips it to shreds. There's no like, oh, this was nice. It's just like, nope, this has got to go. That's got to go. That's got to go. No, you're not smiling.
And you got to love that.
Yeah. Well, right? Because you came from production. When you're in that production setting, there's no niceties. The show has to go on. And so that people just give it to you straight. And that kind of information is just invaluable, So I probably owe everything, this whole channel, probably to my dad. He's just been an absolute integral piece to getting this to where it's at. I don't use any of our equipment. All the equipment that I have is my own, but I have to say I do rely on his wisdom and his advice. And so all the things that you see in those videos, that's all because of him. I'm just able to ask him questions. I'm able to have him give me advice when I need it. And it's just been working out great.
You can make me tear up, man. Thanking family and stuff. Like, thank you, Dad. Oh, it's beautiful. Mia from the Women's Mountain Bike Network joined in. God, I don't know if I said, hey, to Seth. Seth was here. Hey, wait a minute. Seth, thank you for being here and not there. So that was Dan Field's pump track. That's your backyard. That's your friend's backyard. How often do you get on that thing?
I only got on there once. Unfortunately, my buddy Dan got into a pretty bad accident on one of our trips, so he's been out of commission. But I do plan on getting back there.
No, that, as Mia would say, that's amazing. Because I've been trying. I posted a couple shorts of me on a pump track. It's made out of wood. It's really tight. It's not loose and wow, there's no big berms. It's a tight berm. And I'm not good at it. And I want to work on it. It's just funny. That looks fun. That looks like something I could work on. This is a wooden pump track. I got to tell you, again, you figured out the algorithm, I guess. I didn't. But I posted one video of me on a pump track. I got like 11,000 views. It was like my biggest short. I'm like, I did horribly on a pump track. I said, I guess I have to do really bad to get views. I'm going to flub this whole thing right now. Have you figured it out?
No, I don't know what hits, what doesn't. I don't worry about it. I make content that I want to make, and hopefully everybody else enjoys it.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. I love that attitude. Now, let's back up outside of YouTube, but it's part of YouTube. How are the trails in your neighborhood and in your area? Talk to me about those.
Man, I got to tell you, Johnny, I'm so blessed. I have in this tri-state area. So we have, I guess you could even include New York, but just New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware. You have, you name it. You want flow trail, we got flow trail. You want rocks, we got rocks. You want jumps, we got jumps. I mean, everything in this area. The things that I love to focus on are slow speed tech. That's probably where I excel the most. I tend to stay away from flow trails and stuff like that. That's not what gets me going. That's not what I get up and want to go ride. I love rocks. I love rocks. I love skinnies. The more technical it is, the better. I'm a terrible jumper. If you watch my channel, you know it's one of those things that I've been struggling with, and I've been trying to work on it. But yeah, I just love rocks.
Yeah, I'm horrible at jumping. As an old man, I used to do it as a kid. As an old man, the courage, I lack it, and I've been trying. I've been working on it. I didn't post something a couple of weeks ago when I was riding. I jumped a little. I got a little bit of air. It was okay. It was okay. I'm not whipping it like Remy or anything like that. But you do have the serious rocks where you are.
Oh yeah.
Like I've watched a few videos. You look like it was British Columbia or like something BCO BCPOV would put up, like the rock slabs that you got. I mean, they're not like cliffs, but good Lord, you guys got some rocks there.
Yes, yes.
And you seem to sniff them out too on your rides. You're like,
yes, absolutely.
Towards it.
We our favorite Dan and I, our favorite place to ride is in Reading at a place called Mount Penn, and again, just so blessed to have this trail system there because it's got rocks, it's got all kinds of riding, but that area has allowed me to progress my skills so that when I go to other places like New England, it just makes it all that more fun because I've had the training, I guess, at Mount Penn. But yeah, we do sniff out that stuff. I just can't get enough of it.
Yeah, it's funny. Like there was one where there was a spine and it looks like it was off the trail, but you brought your buddy with you. You're like, now let's try this and let's go. Oh, look at this. It looks like a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
It looks like a straight down wall. Let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
That's another thing as I'm getting older, the steeper stuff I start worrying, like, as I ride by myself, I'm like, if I fall.
Yeah.
But see, you guys fall and you're on a rock and you're in dirt. Down here, it's a 2-foot wide board. It's made out of boards, wood, like this. Yeah. It's 2 feet wide and it's straight down. And it's like, if I just go off a little bit, Johnny's going to be using his health insurance.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, there he is with the coffee, folks. He's sucking down coffee like it's water. It's 9 o'clock at night, 8:30. Carlos Fierro says, great host, great guest, great production value. This will grow soon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I'm sure Sage does too. I don't know who this is. Hold on. Where was it? See, B&E, Brian and Aaron said, rocks I love. Okay, that is Brian. Okay, yes. So Aaron says, oh, the fails. She likes flow, though. I love how they're typing together. This is great. Do you do ski resort riding? Trail Pimp would like to know. Medi would like to know if you do. What's up there in Pennsylvania that's ski resort?
So we have 2 bike parks. We have Blue Mountain, which is in PA, and then Mountain Creek, which is in like upper New Jersey, almost like New York, like almost that high. That one's a little bit far for me, but I'll try and get to Blue Mountain quite a few times a year, probably like 3 or 4 times. When we go there, it's funny because like I love tech, but when we go to the bike parks, I just do flow trails because I want to work on jumping.
Yeah. You work on jump. I love it because there's so much on your channel. It's a little bit of everything. It's not just one thing. It's almost like you seek out, well, what can I do? What can I do differently? What can I add to this channel? It's a flow. It's a rock slab. It's tech. It's climbing. His channel's got everything. And there you have it, folks. We're done. Oh my gosh, where did I go skiing in Pennsylvania back in the day? Was it Pennsylvania? Seven Springs?
Oh, okay. That's Pittsburgh area, Seven Springs.
Okay. I think I brought that up at another channel or another podcast. Do they do mountain biking there? I know a lot of these resorts at some point switched over and said, we can make money off of mountain biking.
Yes. I think Seven Springs might be closed. I'm not sure, but yeah, they did do it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. Gosh, that's taking me back. I was in high school learning how to ski. Oh my gosh. Your skis all inward like that. Yeah. Do you do a lot of skiing? Because you seem active. Are you just when it's wintertime, do you ski, snowboard?
I do not do any winter activities aside riding the fat bike.
Oh, really?
Yep. And trail running.
Okay. Trail running. By the way, Jade says hi. Or Jad.
Oh, Jad. Yes. Jad. Hi, Jad.
Oh my gosh. So more about these trails that are you close? Is there like a distance issue with you? Or are you just like me? I'm 8 miles away from Virginia Key, 35 minutes away from Amelia.
Mount Penn is probably about an hour drive for me, but it's totally worth it. We probably go there every Sunday. But I do have other trail systems close to me, like the Wiss, Smedley, a bunch. There's, like I said, I'm really blessed in this area. Probably like within a half an hour, I probably have like 10 different trail systems, and they're all unique.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Now, are they also open to, like, they're not county run or they're not city run? Or because I know during COVID, this is how I got into this. During COVID, all our trails were closed. You couldn't mountain bike.
Yeah, it's a mix. It's a mix. Some of them owned by county, some of them are private. You know, I don't think that we experienced many shutdown trails. For the most part, for COVID, we kept riding. I don't think it became an issue.
Oh, so you got to keep going.
Yeah. I don't think we ever actually stopped. I think we still continued to be able to ride, which was just so awesome. You know, I think if I wasn't able to ride or run, that would have really sucked. I mean, you couldn't ride in a group, obviously. Yeah. But we were still able to ride, which was just an absolute lifesaver.
Oh, and yeah. And so you've been doing this since COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of when you started during COVID?
Well, the channel was going before COVID, but yes, COVID hit probably when I decided to go, you know, solo on this adventure. So yeah, it kind of sucked, but you know.
Oh God, I don't even know. There's so much to go on that. So you started this channel, you went full speed, COVID hit, or it was after COVID?
Yeah, so COVID hit after I went full time.
Okay. I like how it's like the BC.
Yeah.
Before COVID now.
Yes.
Now
steal that? That's good. BC.
BC before COVID. What's the community like out there? Is there a large mountain biking community or?
Yeah. Oh man, it's so great. I mean, I'm sure the community is pretty much the same everywhere. Just like mountain bikers are so great, you know. But yeah, we have a thriving mountain bike community out here, and it continues to grow, which is like the best part of it. You know, every day there are new trails being opened up, new skills parks. It's just, you know, more people volunteering. I see a lot of like beginner places opening up, group rides. You know, it's just as a mountain biker, like this is what you want, right? And I guess that's another goal for the channel is to kind of spread this joy and just let people know that this stuff exists, you know, and you don't have to just be playing video games all day. You know, there's this whole world out there that you can experience.
And we were talking about this earlier about just experiencing it with, and this was before we even came on, folks. We were talking about how mountain biking, it's an expensive thing, but it doesn't have to be to start out. You know what I mean? You can get a rideable bike to learn on this. What kind of bike did you start out on?
Oh, I started, I think I had like
I love the,
I think I had like a hybrid something from like REI before I, you know, just to kind of ride around with my kids and stuff. But my first actual mountain bike, I think that was like a Scott Spark or something like that. It was like a hardtail. And I just remember my buddy John took me to this place called White Clay. And he's like, do you want a mountain bike? And I was like, sure. And he took me to this place and it was like a roller coaster. And I just remember like within the first 5 minutes, I turned to John and I was like, this is mountain biking? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I gotta go. And I just went and bought a mountain bike like right then and there. But yeah, I think, you know, this was 14 years ago, but I think that price point probably still is the entry point. I think that Scott Spark probably is about $1,000. I don't know that if you really want to get onto the trails, you probably need to be around that price point, which is just such a shame because it makes mountain biking inaccessible for a lot of people. You know, I mean, can you go out on a Walmart bike? Yes. Yeah. How far can you go with that? It depends on your trails. If you're doing like flowy trails, maybe you can get away with it. But if you plan on doing anything that's technical, it's not going to hold up, you know? Yeah. So it is a shame that mountain biking has to be so expensive, you know?
Well, I also think that, it can get you on the trail, like at our level, and I'm nowhere near your level. And I've been doing this twice as long, but I love it and I have fun. And that's all that really matters when you're on a bike.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. You can get on it, learn the basics. You're not sending it or going down rock slabs like you when you first get it, but you can fall in love with the sport with a cheaper bike.
Yes, you absolutely can. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can steal your mom's credit card. But yeah, I mean, hold on, Jennifer Falco, thank you so much for coming on. Mountain Bikers equals yay. Do you know Jennifer?
I do.
Oh my, you got all your friends. You got tons of, ladies and gentlemen, has tons of friends. If you could hit that subscribe button, that'd be great. But
I think, Johnny,
what was
one of the
Trail
things
Pip talking about starting out with a rock hopper? I just now went full suspension. I've been doing hardtail rock hoppers for 10 years or so more.
Yeah.
And
Classic bike.
yeah, as long as you're on a mountain bike having fun, and now what are you riding now? What have you upgraded to?
Let's see. I have my BMX bike in the background there.
Nice. What is that?
That is a Specialized P20 Pro. I don't even think they make it anymore. I have a giant PCX from like 2014. That's my workhorse. It's a road bike, but that's probably the bike that gets the most wear and tear because I just train on that thing all the time. And then for mountain bikes, I have a single speed, a titanium Carver single speed.
Single speed, man. You're really working it on that.
Oh, Johnny, I spent probably the beginning part of my mountain bike career. The first year I had that hardtail, that Scott hardtail, but probably right after that, I met a group of people, and Dan's one of them. And that group was just single speeders. And so I single speeded for about 2 years of my mountain bike career, and mostly on a rigid. So a rigid single speed.
Oh, man, you're earning it.
Oh, I really did. But you know what? That bike taught me everything that I needed to know. You can't.
Skills.
Yeah, you can't mess around on a single speed. You have to learn to pick your lines. You have to learn to love pain. And I fell in love with single speeding, and then that kind of led into everything else. And I guess the other bike that I have is I have a fat bike, another Carver. And then my main speed is probably my Ibis. It's a Mojo 3. And I've had that for probably about 4 years. It's probably getting close to the end for that bike, but man, I just love that thing.
So your garage is full.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, yeah. Mountain biking is an addiction.
Oh my gosh, I wish I had the means and the space. I've got to make a reel to show people where my bike is in my house. It's ridiculous. I have it. So I have a carport. I don't have a garage like most normal people. And there's a door, and you open the door, and it's underneath where my stairs are in my house with the hot water heater. I have my wife's e-bike, her little casual, getting around bike, and then mine is kind of stuck in there, jimmied in.
Yeah.
There's vents, circulating vents that are in the door. I have them all blocked off in wood. I'm boring the hell out of people now. We're going to lose the subscribers. A fan that runs 24 hours and a dehumidifier so nothing rusts.
Yeah.
I've got to make a reel. It's horrible. It's horrible. And you've got a full-on garage. And one in your room.
Bikes are just stashed everywhere. I mean, I wish I had a garage, but no, they're just stashed everywhere.
Yes, Jarno, mountain biking is an addiction. Now that's a slogan for a t-shirt. He's going to be selling them soon.
Yes.
So you're riding, you're addicted now. Hardtail single speed. This is why you're in shape. You can tell you're in shape. He's a runner. He's a road biker, a single speed mountain biker. You upset me now by being in shape.
Well, you know what? being in shape is one of the things, I guess, if you want to be a YouTuber, right? It's like, if you can't preach if you can't do, right? So it's like, if I want to be able to ride these trails to the best of my ability, it means training, and I take it pretty seriously, which sucks. Like, I don't enjoy the road bike. I actually find road riding to be more dangerous than mountain biking. Like, people, especially around Philly, like, I mean, it's dangerous. Like, the cars just, they don't really care. So, but you got to do it. You got to get out there. You got to do it, rain or shine. It's one of those things that you just got to get it done.
I love that attitude, though. You're like, this is my job, and I have to do this to be good at my job. I mean, it's like you told me earlier, you went full force. You went in it, and you're like, if I'm going to be a mountain bike YouTuber, I need to be able to walk the walk, talk the talk.
That's it.
That's amazing. I love your attitude. I hope it wears off on me after tonight. Brian and Aaron says thanks. I guess they're closing their account now. Oh,
Brian was saying to Johnny, Brian, man, you are so talented. That dude. We went riding, and that guy, he's got trial skills, and it's just unbelievable to watch this guy work. And that's another thing about the YouTube world, is like, I've gotten to meet all these people, and it's like, you can learn so much from people, and it's just like, that's life, right? Just like learning from people and just picking up little things. And I think Brian and I, we talked about doing a collab soon about like just doing how to, because Brian rides flats, and I'm a clipless rider. So, we thought about doing a video together where, we'll take the same feature and I'll do it clipped and he'll do it on flats, and, just kind of giving those two perspectives. But man, just like watching people that are good at their craft is just, it's mind blowing to me. Like, I've gotten to meet so many talented riders, and I got to tell you, when you watch someone and they make it look easy, that's when they're good.
Yeah. This is why I don't do riding videos. This is why I talk for no, I'm not kidding. Like, no, I always joke, nobody wants to sit and watch an old guy suck wind for 13 minutes or whatever. But you bring up a great point, is this community, like with Brian or any of these guys. I've seen a lot of these guys ride, and you can learn so much. All these guys that are in the comments section are Jarno in Finland. He's killing it down his trails. Seth was here. They're all great. I think in order to be successful at what you do, like you said, you condition yourself. Nobody wants to watch somebody. I think it would be good to have a failing YouTube page, meaning like just somebody doing really bad, but it would be comical.
Yeah.
But the community that you're talking about, do you get to collab, and do you get to meet a lot of people since you've started this?
I wish that I would meet more people, but I think the places that I ride and the things that I ride are not things that most people are interested in doing. I think that's what I love about my channel, because I'm bringing something different, right? I think you brought up BKXC and single track sampler, which those guys are like the godfather of POV, right?
Yeah.
And I think I'm like right in between those two people in terms of skill set. Like Brian is very, very much in shape. Super fitness guy. He loves tech. Single track sampler, probably not as fit, but like really into the jumping. And I think I fall somewhere in between those two.
Yeah.
I love the tech, but it's hard to, I think more people are into jumping and stuff like that. So it's hard for me to meet people that are into the things that I'm into, but that's also been great because I'm trying to introduce these things to a new group of riders.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my goals, is to kind of introduce people to slow speed tech,
what, and Steve just jumped on. Crap, I just got here. I missed most of it, didn't I? Steve, he already said he has 4 hours blocked off. Sage says he doesn't want to do anything tonight, but just sit here and chat with this goofy guy. No, but you're right. And folks, if you haven't seen TrailSage or you haven't seen Sage ride, more sunshine. You're not a beginner. You're not a beginner. You're a very talented rider, and that's what I like watching. Don't you wave your hand at me like that, mister. You are. You're a talented rider, and I think that's what brings people to you and keeps you watching is that, again, you talk the talk. You can walk the walk. You're not a beginner, and you're not somebody who's learning. You know what you're doing, and I can trust you as a viewer to, like I was just recently watching one of your videos of just climbing. Climbing, because I'm not a big climber. I'm not a big climber down here. There's nothing to climb. There's not a lot to climb. But I listened to you, and I kept listening to you, and I took your advice for the times that I do need to climb. Because again, you can walk the walk, and that's through conditioning, I guess.
I guess so. I think you and I had talked about this off camera, but I think it's also important to show the failure too, which is why like for every destination, and even in my reviews, I'll put bloopers at the end because I think it's also important to show people that, you know, I may have done it in the video, but it took me like 13 tries, you know, like I'm not getting this stuff first time. It's taken me a lot of work, and those bloopers are there on purpose. It's to show like, look, I'm just like everybody else. I'm screwing this stuff up way more than you know. You know, on the final, I get to decide what gets, you know, what ends up on the cutting floor and what gets out to the video. And the bloopers is a way for me to show like, yeah, you know what, I'm not perfect, and I'm screwing up a whole lot.
Yeah, but oh wow, I was sorry. I was listening to you, and I forget what I hate that when people listen to somebody and then they forget. It's just funny. It's like I get so enthralled in what you're saying, and I'm like, whoa, where was I going?
In your defense, Johnny, I did abruptly stop. I was like, and then done.
Yeah, man, that's all your fault. Why you stop? That's not how you do it in a podcast. But oh, this is where I was going. Is that you were talking about the POV and you know your single track or your BX? You add a little bit more, and I think this is what's great about, and this is where you get it probably from your production side. It's not just a chest-mounted ride. You get those different angles. You'll take off, and I don't know if it's a 360. You'll take it off and follow your buddy. Oh my God, what's his name? What was it? Dan. You'll follow him and show everything and stuff like. It's not just, you know, you go, hey, I'm going ride and slap it on, and to people who do it, keep doing it because I'm watching the heck out of it. I love it, but you do go and add a little bit more to it. So you're doing different, and it's good.
Thanks, Johnny. I
think about that while you're riding. You're like, oh, that was a moment. That was let's session this, and I'll put the camera here, or I'll put the camera up in the tree. Or
I think you bring up a really good point, because one of the things that someone had said to me when I first wanted to start out was, they said, well, what's going to make your channel different? You know, like, what do you bring to the table? And I had to think about that because, you know, I'm not doing those jumps. I'm not doing all those things. But the one thing that the one thing that I am good at is I'm good at being able to talk while I'm riding, you know, and you know, there's not much going on upstairs. So it allows me to like kind of talk through the trail, which I think is a pretty unique feature. I haven't seen many people that can ride the tech and kind of talk, and that's kind of more my forte. And to me, it's like, you know, I'm not a Nate Hills, I'm not Remy Metalia, I'm not, you know, flying down these hills. So how can I make my video interesting but different? And that's how I'm able to do it. You know, I'm able to kind of talk through these different features. and again, when I'm doing a destination ride, I want you to know what's happening, and I think I saw someone make a comment that the features look, they don't look as hard on the GoPro, and that's true, so I try and talk through the different features that I'm on, because the GoPro doesn't do a very good job of showing exactly what you're going up against. So, it's kind of a gift, I guess, that I'm able to talk through all this stuff. And I think that's what differentiates my channel from a lot of the other channels.
Yeah. You bring up the damn GoPro. If they could make a GoPro that actually makes you feel or see that, and there are some videos where you're like, Remy or I'm drawing blanks, you can see it because what they're riding is just disturbingly sick. But I love the fact that you will get off and show that feature from a different angle with your buddy who's riding it, or he'll hold the camera and show you riding it. I really think for YouTubers, take a second, show the feature. If you really want somebody to know that angle, get it. Yeah. Now, somebody brought it up and I wanted to bring it up later. Love the bloopers. Jennifer DeFalco, she loves the bloopers. The bloopers, I came for the ride. I came for the review. Stay for the bloopers. Yeah. It's like the ending of a Marvel movie. You stay through the credits to get to that little Easter egg or whatever. Yeah. What possessed you?
Like I said, I thoroughly, I want to show people, like, it takes me a long time to do this stuff. And I think it lends a little bit of credibility and realness to the videos, I'm terrible on camera. I have to script everything out, and it takes me, take after take after take after take. When I'm doing the destination rides, that's not scripted, but I fall a lot. And Dan's also like super funny. Like, he's a really funny guy. So there's just so much stuff that lends a realness to what you're seeing. So you're not just seeing everyone just make everything all the time. I think that's, as a YouTuber, I feel a sense of responsibility to show that side, that it's not like, so much. I think, like, you go onto social media, you go onto Instagram, Facebook, all these different things, and you're seeing all these amazing pictures and videos of people just clearing all this stuff. And, like, yeah, I mean, that's awesome. But, like, you're not seeing how many times it took them to do that, right? And so I think the bloopers lends a little bit of credibility to that. It's like, okay, wow, all right, he didn't just go up and just ride down that slab. He had to get off and look at it, or he fell off of it a couple times or whatever. And, I'm glad that it's hilarious too, but, like, it also gives a lot of credibility to, this is life. This is YouTube. This is what it takes to be able to do these things. You're going to fail. It's going to suck. You're going to get hurt. And that's part of it.
Now, also, did someone push you to do it, or did you go, is that a little bit of the goofy sage in you that said, okay, I've been doing all this stuff for so long and it's so informational and so blah blah, I want to show the real Sage?
Well, it's all the real Sage.
Yeah, but I mean the goofy part. All of it's real Sage, your smile, your information, but is there a little part of you that goes, I'm a complete goofball as well, and I want to show that off?
I guess there is a little bit of that. Absolutely. Yeah. I actually thoroughly enjoy making the bloopers. So, it's one of those things that I look forward to editing too. Yeah, I guess it is a good way to kind of show your goofy side.
Yeah. I mean, you do reviews, you do trails, but with that smile and them smiling eyes again, there's probably a little Sage in there that goes, oh, this is funny. This is funny. And folks, I'm going to pull this up now. Look, it's right here. I don't even have to go to a specific. I'm pulling up TrailSage on YouTube. That's without a space. Go like and subscribe all of his videos. And look, you're even chaptered. I love that.
Always.
I love that. But look, you go 8 minutes and 50 seconds into this, and it's and I hope Dan doesn't mind. Oh my gosh, how much money are we making you tonight? Just showing your videos. We got to play. I already played this once.
I wish I was making money. Holy crap.
Look at TrailSage is making bank during this thing. And here I am, just my wife is starving. My dogs are down to their bones. Well, listen to this, folks.
I think that it's cool and unique. I don't really know what a pump track is.
Hey everyone, welcome to TrailSage, and today I'm on. See what goes on to taking on an endeavor. TrailSage, and today my buddy, he's thinking about getting a pump track installed. Oh, hey Sean, how you doing? Someone's excited. Pump track day. Pump track day. Are you excited for the pump track?
Yeah.
You're like,
All right. It didn't sound very exciting.
Make you nervous with that thing.
Hey everyone, welcome to TrailSage, and today I'm at my buddy Dan's. Oh, swallowed that. We're gonna talk to Sean and talk to him.
Nail it the first time. Hopefully.
I need some more excitement, girls. They're like, yay!
Yeah.
Dad's making a shovel. Are you aware that you have to build a smaller pump track for the cats?
No, that's news to me.
Yes, there's a cat pump track apparently.
It's probably going to be either.
folks, this is, you go on, are they all, let me,
And these online, but I bought mine at my local.
yeah, here you
They
go.
were talking about the
More bloopers, folks.
It's like Bus Central. Increase in pinch flat for 15% in punch, and it's designed to be. And to hold that tire to the rim, there's. Okay, so now that you know. Okay, so now that you. Okay, so. Okay, so. Usually this will happen. You can find these online, but I bought mine at my local bike shop. You can find these online.
Folks, that's just a taste of the. Did I embarrass you?
I love it.
I love it.
That is me. It takes me probably for a 5-minute review. It's probably about an hour and 15 minutes of footage. It's crazy.
Yes, Mark, it is great. You've got to go. You got to go on, and even if you don't, I mean, watch his videos. But it's chaptered, so you know if you know there's a blooper, it's so fun. Fruit Punch provides all the bloopers I need. Oh, he's got a buddy, Mr. Dusty Dutchman has a buddy that provides all his bloopers. They really are. It's just so. It's a breath of fresh air knowing that YouTube content creators or any content creator, you mess up. I did a little tease today. Hey folks, Johnny, you here, Mountain Bike Q&A, gonna easily 10 times. Easily 10 times. I'll forget your name. I'll be like, I'll forget to even say it. Or, you know, I'll go, it's 8 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Son of a, and then I pop back down and
You should make a blooper reel.
Oh no, I'm not going to steal your stuff, man. That's your thing.
No, come on now. It's all about what is the saying? It's a good artist steal. No, wait, what is it?
The best form of flattery is imitation.
There we go.
Something like that. Now, going back now that we brought your YouTube back up, I know you love riding. We all do. That's why we're here. But do you enjoy the reviews?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, do you find it difficult to? How do I put this? Do people send you stuff? Do you have trouble reviewing stuff people send you, or?
I wish that people send me stuff. I probably maybe have like 1 or 2 products where somebody sent me stuff. So most of the stuff is just stuff that I use. But no, if someone has sent me something, I don't hold back anything. I am, and that's part of it. Like I say that in my email reply back. Like, listen, if you're okay with me testing this and putting it through the gamut, you know, I will be doing it. And yeah, I don't hold back any punches. I think that's the nice thing about not being sponsored. I don't have to worry about, you know, making someone else happy. Having said that, if someone wants to sponsor me, please, you know.
Please.
Yeah, absolutely.
TrailSage.
Yeah.
At TrailSage.
But yeah, the reviews, I get more concerned about again my opinion. You know, I don't want to be a CNN or a Fox News where I'm just like giving you my opinion. I want to be able to back it up, and I think that's why I put so much B-roll in all my reviews, because if I'm telling you that this tire has good traction, I want to show you that the tire has good traction. You know, I don't want to just say it. I want to show it. And I want to come up with innovative ideas to kind of take my opinion out of it and try and provide more facts.
Yeah.
And so, you know, reviews to me are a really good challenge, you know, and I love that. I love being able to give you my opinion based on my experience, but also trying to back that up with a lot of footage. You know, if you watch one of my reviews, it's not a guy on camera that's just talking, you know, like this tire is amazing and I rode it over here and I did this and it was great in the wet. But no, I'm going to show you me riding in the snow. I'm going to show you, you know, me crushing a downhill or falling off my bike or whatever it takes.
Yeah.
You know, it's packed with B-roll for that purpose.
Or dragging it across sandpaper.
Or
with,
dragging it
with a scale on it and stuff. I mean, you really review stuff too. You just like, I've thought about getting into reviewing things because I do like things.
Yeah.
And I'm always worried because I don't have the know of all the stuff to compare it to. I don't have the background of I actually have a script written for my wife's e-bike, but I'm always afraid to do it because I don't know if I have, I guess I could make it entertaining enough, but like someone wrote up earlier, you should wear a lab coat because you really put stuff through the ringer. I think you really give the use and the product justice. You don't just go, well, you know, these bone conducting headphones, I didn't like, there wasn't a lot of bass, and you like really put it through stuff.
Yeah. You were saying, you know, you didn't know if you had the review because you don't have the knowledge. I don't look at it that way. You know, I don't look at it like the tire reviews, right? You know, I don't have the funds or the resources to inspect every tire. And I don't think that's what people want. You know, people see the riding that I do at these destinations and they're interested in, hey, what do you ride? You know, I'm not trying to give a review on, hey, I've ridden 35 tires. No, this is the tire that I'm riding. So if you're interested in what I'm riding, this is what I'm reviewing. And I try not to concern myself with, well, did you try every tire? It's like, no, I'm just a small YouTuber. I mean, if I had that resource available to me, I would do that. But I wouldn't like not do a review because I'm not an expert. I'm doing the review because I want to show you my experience with this product, and that's it.
Yeah, but you've probably ridden a few tires that you know what to expect from a tire. And I love one of his first videos, folks. If you please do go on, not right this second, TrailSage, at TrailSage, no spaces on YouTube. There's a helmet behind you.
Yes.
Is that the helmet that took the crash?
No. Oh my gosh. That was like the second video I put out. Right?
I know. And I think that was one of the most honest, really great. Like your second video was like an incredible review. Folks, if you don't know, go onto it, do a scroll down. He did a really great review on a bike helmet, your Fox.
Yep.
Took a crash. And it was one of the most honest, like it was really because you experienced it. You didn't just buy a helmet, wore it and said, well, I like the way it fits. You really tested it.
Yeah.
You tested it beyond testing it. Tell me what happened.
Oh man. You know what was crazy, Johnny, was that was like literally the second video second video that I put out on the channel. I decided to create this channel and I went on this ride with my buddy Dan, and I went off a jump and I broke the T1 in my back, 2 ribs in both my wrists.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, this is not a good way to start the channel. Like I can't make any more content, you know. I've been sitting there.
I'm going all in. I'm going to break my back.
Yeah. So that was crazy, but that helmet literally saved my life, and it actually, the injury actually benefited me in a weird way, because I was able to, well, obviously I got a review out of that helmet, which was great, but also it allowed me to create content based around my injury. So I did a lot of, like, how to recover from an injury, stuff like that, and training and what did that look like and all that stuff. So in a way, it brought a new form of content for me. It just sucked that it was like right at the beginning of the channel.
Yeah. I'm gonna go full throttle with the YouTube channel. I'm gonna break my back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did that scare you? Like, you were like, oh my gosh, I just put all my cards in YouTube, and or did all of a sudden the gears start turning like crazy?
The what scared me was my life flashing.
Well, yeah, that's the secondary. YouTube is one.
Yeah, I did get pretty depressed after that. I was just like, oh man, this is not the start I wanted. But I'm not someone that like dwells on things. My buddy Anthony will tell you, I'm a doer. And it's like, all right, well, this is what is presented to me. How do I make this happen? And that's pretty much how I go about most of my life. I take what's presented to me and I just move forward with it. And that's what it was. I got hurt and I was like, okay, how do I make lemonade out of these lemons? And that's kind of how I approached it.
Oh my God. I'm going to cancel my therapist right now.
Yeah.
You're so motivated. Like, seriously, you broke your back, your wrists. And then you're like, I can go in this direction while I'm healing. And that's what you did. And then the reviews and how the healing. So I guess here we go. Anthony says it. TrailSage does not know quit.
Thank you, buddy.
Again, this is the second time during this. Okay, here we go. Steve says the mountain bike pro helmet really does the trick. Crash. So, Fractured Rider asked this earlier, and I don't want to bring it up. I'm going to backpedal and then go forward again. I warned you. Night rides. Do you do night rides out where you're at?
I used to do night rides all the time before I had a YouTube channel. Working a 9 to 5, you try and get rides in whenever you can. So that usually means riding at night, especially out here on the East Coast. It gets dark probably around like 5 o'clock in the winter. So if you're not night riding, you're not riding. But since I started my YouTube channel, all my rides and my training happen during the day. So I don't do too many night rides now, but I am reviewing a light pretty soon, and I use it on my scooter. So I'll be reviewing that pretty soon.
Oh, nice. Is that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, I have to take a pause. Mike Mitchell, Run Bike Mike, is in the house. Sage, do you know Run Bike Mike?
I don't know Run Bike Mike.
You literally should get together because it's in his name. Run Bike Bike. You could have been Run Bike Sage, and you guys could have been clashing, and all the goodness would have happened. You guys could have collabed with the running. He loves some. Brian and Aaron will quit for cupcakes. Or that's Aaron. I love the fact that you seriously, you didn't stop. You said, no, all of this broken stuff, I'm going to reinvent this channel until I get where I want to get. And you kept putting out product.
Well,
you had to, for one, it's your bread and butter, or it was going to be.
So that's all part of mountain biking, right? Like if you're a mountain biker, you crash, that's part of mountain biking. So it's like, that's part of the story, right? So in terms of like the channel is a story. Well, this is just something that happened, and now how do we deal with this? And I think as mountain bikers, we can all relate to that. Like my latest injury was a separated shoulder, and it was like, okay, well, that's a really common injury for a mountain biker. So I was like, okay, let's make a video on separating shoulders,
Yeah.
and I try and do that with everything. If it's an injury or if it's a setback in another direction, I'm trying to include all of those things in the channel. It's not just about reviews and destination rides. I'll do a bunch of insight videos, and people get what they get out of it. But for me, it's like it's almost like therapy, because I'm working through it at the same time that I'm creating it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's just your attitude is great. I love it. No, I'm serious. Like most people go through a funk, but you were like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I got to do. Let's do it. Let's record it. Let's throw it up there because this is what's happening for me. Yeah, fractured jaw, and I was like, crashing is part of mountain bike. I'm going to pause there because I bragged on a podcast that I've never owned pads or anything. I mean, helmet, yes, but my friends would hate me because they were like, "Oh, you're not riding hard enough. You're not crashing." I'm like, "No, I'm that good." And right when I said that, and I'm going to knock on wood right now. Right when I said that, I had one of my worst accidents ever.
Oh.
Crashes, and it's part of it. You do fall down, you get up. My wife. Oh no, they're talking about Oreos and cupcakes, folks. My wife says, "Oh, I know, quit. It's super easy. I'll show you." She's probably just going to jump off here. She's the goofy side of me. I'm the serious one. So YouTubing, was there a point? I know this was something that being serious, this was something that you said, I'm going full steam. Was there a point where, because when you're going full steam, I guarantee you're looking at numbers. You're like, because I've got to get to X to start making something. And did you start seeing that right off the bat, or you were like, what am I doing? Did you see those numbers happen? Because you got to get to a certain number to start providing for your family.
I have to be honest with you, Johnny. I really don't look at the numbers. It's first of all, it's really depressing.
No, I know. Yeah, but at first, no, you go.
I was just going to say, it's one of those things where if you just constantly look at the numbers, then there's no value that you can get out of that, So, I mean, you want to progress, but it's really about the success for me. The success for me is in the creation, So when I'm building out these videos, I spend the same amount of time for a $5 mouth guard video and a $50 mountain bike tire. The quality and the effort is always the same, and how that video does has no bearing on how I feel about the channel. I'm at the end of the day, I'm really happy that I created this video. Whether people watch it or not, I'm really proud of what I created. And each one of those things, I think you said it earlier in the video, you said it's a baby, right? And these are all my little babies that I created. And so I try not to look at those numbers because it really doesn't mean too much. I'll have one video that will take off, and get 10,000 views, and I'll have another that'll just sit at 200 views, and it's like, if you're looking at the numbers, you could just be like, what is wrong with me? And it's like, it's trying to figure out the algorithm is just terrible. Now, having said that, the YouTube life is rough. The ads don't pay like you think they do, and I think I had a lot of misconceptions on once I get monetized, I'm gonna be like, it's terrible. I make about $100 a month, off of ads, and that's no way to survive.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. It was actually that's where I was. I know they're your babies and you love them, but at some point where you're like, I do need to put food on the table. And it gets, but your babies are getting it, folks. Oh, I forgot to say, if everybody's liked. I think I'm looking. Has anyone liked? Could you like this? Could you like this, folks? And again, go to Sage and subscribe to him, or just open up another window and subscribe to Sage while we're chatting. The review, backpedaling again with the reviews, how you get so deep. You reviewed this little camera thing. You were so detailed. And again, blowing sunshine, like really put your work and your little babies, you put a lot of time and effort into it, and it shows. Because most people would just show the damn thing going across the screen and saying, oh, it makes some noise. And yet you went through every single possible. Do you script that? Is that something you sit? That's where I was going with that. Scripting. Sorry, folks. You've been here. You know my mind. Do you script all that, your reviews?
Oh, yeah.
And is that a sit down and go through it and script it and plot out the B-roll and this is where this is going?
Yeah. So the first step in the process is the testing, and that takes months. I'll just put the products through the ringer. But once I have all that data, then I start building out a script. And the script is important for me because I need to get specific shots to illustrate what I'm talking about, So for that slider that you were talking about, one of the drawbacks was it does make noise. So if you're going to be using this in production, you can't be running the slider and run the audio because it sound, and so yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you're going to use the slider, it can only be used for B-roll without audio. And so, I need to build a script, and then I need to be able to illustrate that somehow. And so the scripting is just, it really is just, it's a Word document, and I have 2 columns, and the one column is what I'm saying. And then the other column is, okay, what's the shot that goes there? And I'll go as far as to mark out exactly what parts actually get covered, because I think what you'll notice in my videos is you actually won't see a lot of my face. My face time is probably about like 10% of the video.
Damn shame.
Yeah, people don't want to see this.
No, stop it.
Yeah, they want to see the product. That's the important thing. The important thing isn't me. It's not me delivering. It's about the product. And so scripting that out allows me to focus really heavily on the product and what I'm saying, as opposed to who's saying it.
I think everybody in the comment section, anybody watches this later, hears it on Spotify. It's that mug, sir.
No, nobody wants to see this. Trust me.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. Coffee again. I'm really impressed with that. That's Brian. That's why he follows Aaron. He's got a better. I'm not even going to say anything. I don't want to get myself in trouble because I might meet them later this year. Talking about meeting people, I've met quite a few people through this channel. Have you been able to connect with your viewers? I know in one video you after you broke your back and stuff or whatever, I don't know what you did. You got some cards from some kids that were fans of yours.
Yeah, it was Dan's little girls.
Oh, okay.
Get well soon cards. Yeah.
But have you been able to connect with a lot of and do you reply? Are you one of those people that go, oh, somebody wrote something and just put your phone down, or do you try to connect with whoever you're with?
I don't do many collabs, but I have to say one of the greatest things about having this channel is meeting people. Like I can't tell you how many people I've run into on the trails locally, and they'll just be like, TrailSage? I'm like, yo, and it's just like, that's awesome, man. That's that to know that you're making a difference, like, oh, I rode this trail because you said to go, because you showed this in the video, or I bought this product because you recommended it. Like, man, that feeling is like, it's so great, and of course you had the reverse of that. I bought that product and it sucked, and it's like, oh, my bad.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Sage. but for the most part, it's been mostly positive, and I have done a few collabs. I got to meet Jeff Lenoski, which was like, what? That wasn't really a collab, but we just kind of ran into him on the trail. And man, what a nice dude. Like that dude, so talented, but also very gracious with his time. I've done with a few collabs here and there with other YouTubers, mostly around like my size. Like I haven't done collabs with like Jeff Lenoski was the exception. But, most of the collabs I do are with YouTubers around my size, of subscribers.
Yeah, but not even just collabs. Do you make it a point to, like, if someone comments, to reply, or somebody on the Instagram says something?
Oh my gosh, yes. I don't understand that part of. I don't understand how some people on YouTube don't reply on comments. I'll go to the video and then I'll scroll down to the comments. It's amazing how many get unresponded to. And I'm not talking like because they got 100,000 subscribers. That's understandable. But if you're a small channel, 10,000, 20,000 subscribers, you should probably be replying to every comment. That's important. That's just being a good human, right?
They take the time to comment.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the director, Eric Riding Dirty, is in the house. Man, do you know Riding Dirty?
I don't know Riding Dirty.
I think it's great. I think you should go through all these when we're done and check them. You guys check each other out, and it's the bringing the community together. You're welcome, folks. No, I finally got a chance to meet Eric. We're talking about community. I got to meet a lot of these guys out in Southern California at Sky Park. And I had interviewed Eric and a few of these other people here, and it's just so, like, when you meet them. I didn't barely rode. I rode a little bit while I was out there, but I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, oh my gosh, this is this person. You're in 3D. And here we go. Hold on. Where was it? Here we go. Dan Fields. People recognize Sage all the time. Like, does it get annoying when you're in the grocery store?
Dan all the time because he's so tall. He's more famous than me.
Oh, that's fun. Brian has got a serious thing here going on here, and I hate serious. Serious note: how many hours a week do you put into your post production? But I'd say production in general, just an entire video that you put out.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, easily 40 to 50 hours. Like easily.
Regular work week.
Yeah. And that's not counting the capturing the B-roll and all that other stuff. I mean, just editing and doing all that stuff is like I said, it takes me takes to be able to do it because I'm not naturally good on camera. I'm also a really big perfectionist, so I'll spend hours color correcting, audio correcting, all that stuff, but I love doing that. I'll ride the levels. I'll go through the video over and over, and it's just a joy to me. Each one of those videos is a piece of art. It's just like, and I can't personally sacrifice quality just to get something out. For me, being a perfectionist is probably like the worst thing, I just can't live with myself if it's not done to the best of my ability. Like everything I do, and I think Dan and Anthony will vouch for me on this, is 100%. That's it. Everything that I say that I'm going to do is done at 100%, and that's it. And so production for me is the same thing. I can't let something go that I know I didn't give 100% in. It's just like mountain biking. It's just like trail running. Everything. It's all done to 100%, and that's it. You're
100%. No.
Always,
which is amazing. Which brings me up to a point, and I ask this to a lot of creators. Has there ever been a point where you created something and just said, I can't put this out yet? I have to do meaning I have to do a retake. I'll go out and reshoot something, or like I do goofy stuff every now and then. And I've actually not posted because I personally said, no, I can do better, and I'll shoot it another day. Do you ever not put something out?
I don't ever not put something out, but I will often go back and reshoot
Okay, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. There's points where the segment here just said he subscribed to you. Mark, I did a little goofy thing. He's got some coffee out. The sender, go get it. Kapoo Coffee. I did a goofy coffee thing, and I did it, sent it to him, and then I told him I can't. I'm not going to post it. I got to redo it, and then I posted it. But like I had to, it's got to be good in my head.
Yeah, exactly. You're 100% guy too, then.
Yeah, I guess so. Or I just, there's certain times where I'll say something. Oh, I could have said it better.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, you and I, we're right here. We're right here.
But I think that's all as creators. We're so, because this is, again, talking about our babies. We don't want to put out an ugly baby. Nobody wants to kiss an ugly baby. Oh, Anthony Vega. Sometimes Sage is 130%.
Oh, no, he said that on purpose because it's one of my pet peeves is like when people say 110 or all you can do is 100%. That's it. You can't give 110. You can't give 120. 100%. That's it.
Perfection is the enemy of good enough.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, I'm getting that tattooed on my chest. Honey, I'm getting a tattoo this weekend. Oh yeah. Eric you got to, I don't know if you, again, everyone just check out everyone's videos. It's great. Since the channel is Brian, do you want to, I'll send you a link. Let's get you on. Since the channel is your full-time gig, do you feel obligated to always have the camera on, or can you still just go and enjoy a ride without thinking of content? I was going to get there, but let's Brian. I'm kidding, Brian. I forgot about that one.
I actually have Dan to thank for this, or not thank, I guess. But yeah, I was trying to get away with not having to bring the camera with me every time. And Dan was like, dude, you need to bring the camera. This is your job. You need to bring the camera on every ride. So I bring the camera on every ride now. But yeah, I was trying to do it without it, but you never know when something's going to happen. So just having the camera always there, it sucks, especially in the summer when it's like really hot and you're wearing, all this gear and, I carry other cameras with me too. And just like all these batteries, and it's a pain in the rear end. I guess if I had to say, what are the downsides of being a YouTuber? That's probably is carrying around all that gear. And I think most people will tell you that, that's probably the hardest part.
Yeah, you probably got a backpack. Well, I carry a camel pack type thing anyhow, because I need water out here in South Florida. I see people with water bottles. I'm like, how do you live? How do you live? I go through 2 liters on my backpack, and I'm like sucking it, and it's squeezing tight, and there's nothing in there, and I'm like, gotta go.
Yeah.
But as a creator, and it's annoying, and my wife hates when I say I always joke, I'm a creator. I'm creating. I got to create. I'll bring my GoPro with me. I don't do ride videos, but just in case.
Yeah.
As a creator, we have to. And as this is your full-time job, I guarantee you at least have a GoPro in your pocket every time you go. Just at least, not all of it, but I got a GoPro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what kind of gear do you have a 360?
I do not. I wish that I did, because that would help a lot. But no, I have 2 GoPros and then my phone and then my buddy's phone. That's it.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. The phone has changed my life.
The phone is incredible. Oh, I should mention, in the studio, I have a camera that doesn't leave the studio. It's just always right in the studio. But when I'm out in the field, then it's just 2 GoPros. That's it.
Right there in front of you. That's that camera.
This is a webcam, but let's see if I can grab it here.
Oh, we're getting his belly, folks. Look at that. He's got a guaranteed 6-pack. Okay, got yourself a fancy.
No, it's not that fancy. It's just a Sony. I have 2 of these. One is for the overhead shots, when I'm doing the product shots.
Yeah.
And that lives over there. and then this one always stays here at the office. So I don't want to have to change settings, and so this camera's always set, in this spot with the same aperture, same shutter speed, all that stuff. Same with that other camera. So, but when I'm out in the field, then it's just the GoPros.
Yeah, riding dirty. For me, the GoPro is secondary because I'm all about the story these days. He's got a full-on SLR with the gimbal, and it's amazing.
Yes.
I love watching. Like I would just sit back and watch you create, because all I got is a GoPro, and that's all I need. Because again, nobody. Hold on, what? Hold on, we got somebody just coming in here. Kyle. What's up, Kyle? How you doing?
He's a mountain guy.
Hit the subscribe button. I like how I do that. Just whisper it. I don't want to put it out there too loud. So you obviously love creating. These are your babies. I don't know. I want to tell people, I want to dive, but there's so much here to what's that? You're like, oh, you can look at it. You've got, I don't know. I lost my train again. I'm sorry. Oh my God. To everybody who comes on this channel, I'm sorry. My train derails. Oh no, here I was going. You do a behind the scenes, and I really loved it. I really loved it that you showed, we were talking about that, of that office that you're at right now, and how simple it can be to just start a YouTube channel or to start this. Talk to me about how, like, because I got 2 lights, camera, and this piece of crap behind me.
Yeah,
you pretty much, pulled the screen on Oz and got to show us behind the scenes, and I love that video so much. Talk to me about your studio right there.
Yeah, so I think I mentioned it earlier in the video. Like we had a production company, which my father dissolved, and I wanted to kind of do this on my own. So I didn't rely on any of. He has really nice cameras and nice mics and all this stuff, and I didn't want to have to rely on any of those things. So yeah, I set up my whole entire studio, with the exception of this camera right here. With the exception of this, everything else is under $200 total. And the reason why I didn't include that camera is because you literally can use your phone. It's just as good. You could stick this thing on a tripod, and so the lighting is all just regular house lamps. In fact, what's lighting me right now is just a lamp. I have another lamp up here as my fill light. I have a boom mic that cost me $20, and I put that on a mic stand that was like $75. And then the LEDs, and it's just like, I went through exactly how I set up this shot that you're looking at here. Well, not this shot because it's on a webcam, but yeah, how I did that all for $200. And I think it's pretty effective. I mean, you really don't need, it's not like mountain biking. You don't need a lot of money to get started YouTubing. Yeah. It really comes down to, I think, your comfort on camera. I think that's where most people struggle is learning to look right at the lens, not at the viewfinder. Learning how to talk. And I struggled big time. My first 10 videos are terrible. I wasn't used to being in front of the camera. I was always the guy behind the camera. So, give yourself a little bit of time if you're just starting out. You don't need a lot of expensive gear, but you are going to have to practice. It's something that you're going to have to get good at. You're not going to just come out the gate and be amazing.
Yeah. It's great advice. Riding Dirty brings up a great point. His biggest videos right now, it's all done on his phone. I hate to admit it, and I hope my boss never watches this, but they all know it. I work for a television station down here. Most of my B-roll comes from my iPhone. Just because you can put it in, I've got a big engineer, I got a Sony FX9, and it's a large size production camera. and I can get this thing in spots where, you know, you're getting all these cool angles and it shoots, you know, in such a great quality now that if you're being such a great, and I'm going to stop this, I'm not going to stop because you're a great content creator. What are some things, if people were watching this later on that are starting out or have been doing it, but are still working on it? What are some tips that you would give them? I know being comfortable is probably number one.
I think being comfortable, I always try and picture the camera as my friend. And so I take the lens, that's their eyes, and I'm literally telling somebody, if I'm doing a review, then I'm literally treating that camera as if they were my friend. And so how would I talk to my friend about this camera? I wouldn't tell my friend, it wouldn't be a dry read like, this is a delicious cup of coffee. You should try it. It's wonderful. It's very thick in flavor. No, if I'm talking to my friend about a cup of coffee that I love, I'm going to be like, yo, this coffee was amazing. You got to try it. It was so delicious, right? So it's, and I'm not saying you should be someone else. Like, be exactly who you are. I happen to be like this. If I like coffee, I'm going to talk like this. And I'm going to say, yo, this was the best coffee I ever had. And that's going to translate right on camera. If you treat that camera as if it was a person, that's probably the biggest advice I can give for getting comfortable on the camera. The other big thing is don't look at the viewfinder. In fact, if you have a viewfinder, shut it, cover it, do whatever you have to do. The minute you have a viewfinder up, your natural tendency is going to be to look at the viewfinder. So you often, like, someone's looking like this. You can tell that I'm not looking at the camera and I'm looking at the viewfinder right now. And it makes it so unpersonable. So literally cover up the viewfinder and just get comfortable looking right into the lens.
Yeah, I've always looked at, when I was doing TV, I would, not a friend, I would just see it as an inanimate object. I thought that was easiest for me, is just, I'm just talking to a broomstick, or I'm talking to a camera. If I looked at the camera guy, I would mess up. So I just look at the lens as just, I don't know, a mirror. And when you edit, I don't know if you do this, when I edit something with me, I always see myself as a different person. Do you see yourself when you edit? I'll even laugh at myself and I go, God, that guy's an idiot.
I used to be really uncomfortable, I guess, like introvert style, I guess, just like being uncomfortable. But now it doesn't really bother me to see myself on camera. Of course, there are things I hate about myself, you know, like I can't stand my voice, but even then I've kind of got used to it a little bit. So it doesn't bother me. And like I said, most of my stuff, I try and cover up myself with footage. So even the reviews, you're not going to see much of me. I mean, it's literally 10% of the video is me. The rest of it is focus on product. And when I'm at a destination, the focus is on the destination. I try not to make it about me. I try and make it about my experience.
Yeah. And with you smiling the way you do and stuff, mountain biking is fun. Product reviews are fun. Showing people something is fun. And this is what I've always told interns in television. If you're doing a feature or entertainment and you're doing B-roll and you have a script and you're doing voiceover, I always say, read while you're smiling. Smile while you're reading, because the nonverbal actually comes out. Like if you're having a good time, smile, and it comes out in your voice. Don't just sit there and read like this.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate my voice. You're talking about your voices. I always think I sound like Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
No, dude, your voice.
Tell them how we're going to feed the rabbits, George. Tell them how we're going to feed the rabbits.
Great. Please. You got that like nice little rasp to your voice. I wish I had that.
That's because I talk too much. I talk too much. Oh my gosh. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. We've gone, you know, and you thank again. I will thank you a million times even before we end. Where does TrailSage, where is that headed? Where is your YouTube headed? Where are you planning on taking? What can we expect?
I mean, I'm at a crossroads right now where the numbers aren't adding up. And so I am probably going to have to pick up a part-time job of some sort. So that's kind of depressing. But in terms of the channel, like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is all I want to do for the rest of my life. And so whether I pick up a part-time job or not, that's merely just to feed this. Like, it's merely just to feed this beast, because for me, I would just, yeah, I love doing this. Like, I can't see myself doing anything else. Like, this is where I want to be. This is where I feel I make the most difference. This is where I feel I bring worth, which is like a funny thing to say, but like, for the longest time I was, working with my dad, and I was hating life. I was hating work, like it was eating into me, and I just felt like I wasn't able to, you hear people talk about this all the time, right? Midlife crisis, it's like, midlife crisis.
Oh yeah. I'm still going through it.
Yeah, but it's true, right? It's like, when I went through that, it was like, I felt worthless. I felt alone. I felt like, what is the meaning of all of this? What am I bringing to society? And this channel, and God, it sounds so stupid, but like, it's true. Like, this channel gave me a sense of purpose. It gave me a sense of worth. Like, okay, wait a second. You do have something that you can share. Whether people consume it or not is completely different, but I feel fulfilled doing this. Not only does it allow me to be creative in all the ways that I want to be creative, but I also get to share my passion, running and biking, with the world, and the objective isn't this is the only way or this is the right way. I'm just showing you another way, and that, to me, to be able to do that and to be able to bring that to people, like, that's just everything. Like, I can't see myself doing anything else. So whether I get a part-time, well, I'm going to have to get a part-time job at this point, but I don't see this channel ending. Like, I really want to see this thing completely through, and hopefully the algorithm picks me up at some point. That would be awesome. But even if it doesn't, like, I'm not in it for the algorithm. I'm in it because I really enjoy doing this. And I have to say, like, the members and the subscribers that I have, like, they mean everything to me. I don't have a lot of them, but the ones that I have are really passionate, and I love that. I loved hearing from them. I love hearing from them. It's not past tense. I love hearing from them. And to me, it's almost like they're my family. We've kind of grown together.
They've watched your baby's birth.
Yeah, exactly. So, where do I see this channel going? Who knows? The sky's the limit. Like, I really, honestly, I just want to keep pushing at it. Whether I just get discovered by the algorithm or not, I don't really care. Like, I really enjoy doing this. Now, at some point, I may have to care. I might be on the street. But until that day happens, I'm gonna keep pushing.
Man, folks, if you listen on podcasts, I got to take a break. Your attitude is so amazing, and I love your positive energy, and this is why I've become such a fan of your channel.
Oh, thanks, Johnny.
And I think I'm honored to have you on this channel.
Nah, it's the other way around.
Because if I ever meet you, I swear to. No, but you bring up a great point. Like, my wife wishes that I could, and we teeter on whether I could do this full time, and we could still stay afloat and stuff. But it's that drive that you have, and that I'm going to do this attitude. That's amazing. It's just, and let me bring up Mr. Mark Hill's segment, comment. I love how an old video on YouTube can still be discovered today or in the future. You just never know when it takes off. And I love how you found our groove and healthy mindset to do what we do. It is amazing. Do you see that now when, like, somebody like me, I just found your channel and now you're getting the views, some more views, not a lot, just me, but another view. And these things they pick up steam like this tonight. We'll pick up steam tomorrow. and the next day and the next day. Do you see that in your videos? And
I don't. What I see
oh God,
is
never mind. Don't answer it then. No, I'm just
no.
kidding.
What I see is every view and every subscriber, every member that I do pick up is invested, and that means more to me than picking up, you know, hundreds of subscribers, you know, that don't care, that don't watch. You know, like the subscribers and members that I have, they do care and they do watch, and that's more important to me than picking up, you know, frivolous numbers that don't mean anything. Like I can't tell you how many videos we watch about, like, you know, and I say we because I know you do too, like just like how to be a successful YouTuber, how to, you know, get 1 million subscribers, how to do this, what you're doing wrong, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you can watch all that stuff. It doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't. But if you're making what you love, then that's all that matters.
I love it.
Right?
But I love that. I love that. But reaching the community, I think is great. Is that like something you made 2 years ago is still being viewed like by someone like me? It's, you're bringing this community together. We're all creating, we're all enjoying what we do. Because honestly, what's on TV these days doesn't even faze me. Mountain Bike TNA, that's going to get canceled soon, baby. I know it's going to be canceled soon. That's why this community is so wholesome and supportive. You all are the happiest doing this, and it radiates. It's fun to watch, even as a non. My wife, like, she loves all of this. She loves watching this just because of what it's creating and what it's bringing together. I don't think there's anybody that sits back, or I haven't noticed it yet, where you're like, oh, I don't like this guy because he's doing, like, we're all in it together. Like riding dirty. We're all growing together, and it make it, God, I can't speak. We are all going to grow together and make it if we keep doing it and we believe it wholeheartedly. You couldn't have said it better. Actually, you could have said it better. I didn't say it better. Oh, man. This is awesome. I can't thank you enough, Sage. Did I forget something? I'm sure we could come back another year when you're really killing it, even though you're killing it now. I can't thank you enough for being on the show tonight. It really means a lot.
I am really honored that you asked me to come on. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Folks, again, keep doing what you're doing. We're all everyone over here is gonna like and subscribe. I know you don't care about numbers. It's about your little baby. But your little baby is gorgeous. It's a beautiful baby. My God, it's got like a little halo on it, and it's the baby's got like a gold diaper on, and it's sucking on a pacifier that's made of gold with a little blue light behind it on a little baby bicycle. It's a beautiful baby. I really appreciate. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm always going to be a fan. Folks, thank you for the comments and the questions tonight. It's been a lot of fun. It really has, Sage. You're great.
No, you.
Thanks so much to both of you, Anthony. Mountain Bike TNA loves you, right? Loves his smiles, infectious. I said that today, is that your personality is infectious.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, enough of me yapping. Sage, thank you so much. I did not get a chance today to write down a subscription. What do you call that? A little thing, a description, not a subscription of you, but I will. But like and subscribe his stuff, folks. I guarantee you're not going to be disappointed. Guy has great stuff. Again, I'm horrible at ending these things because I just want to hold you like a little baby and never let go. Folks, like and subscribe his stuff. Thank you so much, Sage. Thank you, everybody, in your comments section. If you haven't subscribed or liked my stuff, do it. All of his stuff will be down here tomorrow, I promise. Thank you so much. Now, if you can, go get your bikes dirty, folks. Bye.